And how are you doing? I'm Adam Laster. It's a great opportunity to be able to share a few things with you today. And I consider it an honor to be able to tell you about a story in my life that made me truly believe. That word belief, that's a powerful word, especially in John 3:16 where he said, "For whosoever believeth." Um, I was brought up in church all my life. I sung gospel songs. But it wasn't until I truly believed and I understood what I was singing about, what I played about. Um, to believe is something extremely special. It's to me it epitomizes the perfect relationship between you and God simply through belief. Um, I know I told you this, but growing up in church all my life, I guess people just assume because you grew up in church that you automatically believed, and I didn't. It wasn't until I was 15 years old when I felt God hit me with a life changing event where He had to slow me down, and it got my attention. And I'll never forget the day that the chain of events that led to the day that I truly decided to believe. Um, my pastor, I was at church camp. I was 15 years old. My pastor had preached all week long salvation. He preached, you've got to believe. He preached that you better be ready. He preached that hell was real. He preached heaven was real. And it always kept coming back to that that Thursday night when he stood up there and he preached, you better believe, because he guarantees you one thing. There is a place called heaven, but there also is a place called hell. And if you don't believe in Jesus, that means you don't believe. That means hell's your home for them that don't believe. Believe in the true Son of God. So I wanted to take a moment to share this video with you because at the age of 15 years old, God changed my life. And I believed. And I'm telling you what God did for me. I don't even think I can explain it to you through this video. My preacher was preaching on hell. And me, I was a son of a preacher. Played musical instruments. And yeah, I don't even think some of my own family know my story on the day that I truly decided to believe. I I had a foul mouth. I could lie in a heartbeat. Um, I could twist things, even at the age of 15 years old. I could twist things to fit what I wanted to happen. Very deceptive, and at that young age, even with some of my other friends that were in church, but we really weren't Christians. We just went to church because we were made to go to church. That week, God saved a lot of us. It caused a lot of kids to believe, but that's who I was. I was a liar, very deceptive. I was a thief. Yeah, I was a thief. Um, and that night, that Thursday night, what happened was is God had a really. It's one of them type deals where you, until you hit rock bottom, you will never know the true awesomeness of God and the true power of God and the love of God. And I was at rock bottom at the age of 15. Um, just I had surgery on my ankle. I couldn't do anything all summer long. I was a crappy summer. I was on crutches and in a wheelchair. And for a 15-year-old, that's a lot. When your summer's ruined and you feel like you got no friends to hang out with. And all of a sudden, that Thursday night, we were at church camp. Uh, he was preaching about a place called hell. And he preached, he said, if you don't believe, be prepared to spend your eternity with the rapists, with the murderers, with the demons of hell, with the creatures that come out of hell. And it scared me, and it got me thinking, what do you mean if I don't believe? Surely that wouldn't happen to me. Nah. Now that I know, had I not chosen to surrender my heart to Jesus Christ and believe, that preacher, he knew what he was talking about. He was talking about that beast with the head of a lion and the tail of a scorpion. He was talking about being trapped in a devil's hell that for all of eternity. And it was at that moment that I was sitting there on the front pew of that chapel, and God hit me. You don't believe in me, that means you believe in something else. And I never thought of it that way. Some people say, well, I don't believe in God, or I don't believe in the devil. Look, there's no other option. It's heaven or hell. It's good or evil. It's the Heavenly Father, or it's the Prince of Darkness, Satan. If you don't believe in one, that means you're choosing to live a life or another. And for me, that day, I just cried, because I realized all that time the things I were doing was sending me to a place called hell. That challenged me. At the age of 15 years old, when I looked up at altar call, and I saw that preacher up there crying, and I looked over and I realized some of my friends were already at the altars. God saved a lot of us that week. A lot of us chose to believe. Well, I was on crutches. I was wearing one of them big old knee-high boots that you got to wear after you had surgery. But even looking down, I was trying to get away, and I looked down, and even in the concrete, in the concrete, I don't know if God did it just for me. I can take you to the place. But even in the concrete, there looked like the shape of a devil's head or a demon's head. And it's like God said, no matter where you turn, if you don't believe in me, if you don't trust in me, this is what your eternity is going to look like. And I couldn't live with that. So I just threw my crutches to the side, and I got up on one foot, and I hobbled my way to an altar. And I knelt down at that altar, and I said, God, I believe in you. I believe in Jesus. And I told God, I believe in his power. I believe now what I had sung about all them years, playing church. I believe what I played for my sister when she sang, my brother, my mom, and dad, and I finally believed. And I said, God, would you please forgive me for being a liar, a thief, a deceiver. And at that moment that I chose to believe in him, because, John 3:16, it said, for whosoever believeth. I'm glad I'm a whosoever who believed in a man named Jesus Christ, who died for my sins. So I want to leave you with this. Jesus Christ can do so much more for you if you would just truly believe in him. Believe in him like you do how you believe in money can get you out of any problem in life. Believe in him like you believe in all the things that you can purposely hold in your hand. Because let me tell you why Jesus is the greatest thing you can ever believe in. Because one day everything's going to burn up. Everything will disappear. Friends, family. And Jesus is the one constant in my life that I chose to believe in, who has never let me down. So I hope this message reaches you and it hits your heart to make you realize there is something worth believing in this world. And his name is Jesus, the only begotten Son of God. So today, it's been an honor being able to share with you just something small from the depths of my heart, how God changed my life and what he did for me. Once again, I'm Pastor Adam, and this is me signing off.